Donald Trump's lawyers met with DOJ officials for just under 2 hours. His legal team and the Justice Department not saying much, unlike the former president.
Fox 5's Teresa Priolo joins us from the newsroom with what he's saying on social media. Teresa?
Natasha and Steve, the former president using the phrase he made famous a few years back, calling the DOJ investigation the greatest witch hunt of all time. And while it remains to be seen if charges are pending and how soon, things have reached a point where Trump's own attorneys believe a sit-down is necessary.
Did you get a meeting with the Attorney General?
We don't have any comment.
The lawyers representing Donald Trump in the investigation surrounding classified documents at Mar-a-Lago may have been tight-lipped Monday while leaving the Justice Department, but the former president was not. On Truth Social, he referenced boxes of classified information and called the investigation the greatest witch hunt of all time. Quote, "How can the DOJ possibly charge me, who did nothing wrong, when no other presidents were charged, when Joe Biden won't be charged for anything?" The meeting comes 2 weeks after Trump's lawyers requested a sit down with Attorney General Merrick Garland to raise concerns about what they say is prosecutorial misconduct and an overreach by the team led by special counsel Jack Smith. Ankush Kadori is a former federal prosecutor who has conducted these very types of meetings. He says these kinds of meetings are not uncommon, and it could signal the investigation is winding down.
It tells us potentially that his own lawyers are worried that an indictment is potentially in the works.
But can it change what happens next?
Sometimes the defense lawyers can prevail on the department to stand down. That's rare. It is rare, but it does happen. Equally, Justice Department prosecutors don't mind taking these meetings. The reason is that they get a little bit of a preview, potentially, of the potential defenses. And in some situations, they can then go back and complete investigative steps to fill in gaps.
It was August of last year when FBI agents raided Mar-a-Lago. Inside, they found dozens of folders marked classified and information of a sensitive nature. The documents taken after Trump left the White House in January 2021. Since then, reports have surfaced that former Vice President Mike Pence also kept classified material at his home. And President Joe Biden had documents dating back to his time in the Senate. The Biden investigation continues, separate from the Trump probe.
Now, besides the Mar-a-Lago investigation, Jack Smith is leading a separate probe into efforts by Trump and his allies to undo the results of the 2020 presidential election. Natasha and Steve.
Thanks, Teresa.